really think he should be producing a lot more. But same goes to Cytospawn. He now has exhausted that massive amount of gas he had, and now has a large number of minerals. So he too should be expanding over here. He should send a couple Scourge to take out this Overlord, expand here, build a couple Sunkens and Spore Colonies to defend it, get this gas, and start taking advantage of that, because he really has far more minerals than he needs. But he does have a lot of mutas now. I mean, this is pretty comparable armies here. So this is now being populated by Kyle. Still has not gotten his gas there, but I'm sure he will. Okay, so this is a lot of Scourge. They're clumping up now, which probably not a good idea. If he's trying to get those queens, he probably wants to individually send 2 for each queen, which it looks like he is now separating them into groups of 2. If he can count to 2, we'll see. That is 3. That is 3. Okay, there we go. He now has groups of 2. So we'll see how he takes care of that. Mutas are going to move out here and see where the queens are, and is going to take out this Mutalisk. Are these Scourge going to run? And they just took out that queen, and they did some splash damage to these Mutalisks, which is something he should be using more, is that splash damage. So these Scourge are flying up here, flying up here. Are they gonna die? No, and they take out that queen. And these mutas are going to engage here. 4 Scourge left. That means 2 queens have their lives numbers, and there are 2 queens here. Perfect for Cytospawn. In fact, this queen can be taken out with 1. As Scourge do 110 damage, which is almost enough to kill a Mutalisk or a queen. Both have 120 life and 0 armor. Big difference between Kyle's Mutalisk and Cytospawn's Mutalisk. Cytospawn has no attack upgrades, no defense upgrades, while Kyle has 2 attacks, 0 armor, which is a big deal. If they go head on, Kyle's will be much more effective. Couple extra sunken spore colonies going down here. More mutas coming out. Cytospawn realizes he has this excess of minerals and says, why not fortify my defense a little bit with some more static defense? These 2 lurkers here just sitting waiting. I still think Cytospawn should expand, and I think Kyle should take this gas, and produce a lot more units. He could be clobbering Cytospawn right now. Oh, but he did go Guardians. He did get about 6 Guardians. 1 just went down. This is a big deal. These could be a game changer right here. This could be a really big attack. But Guardians are just as vulnerable as any other unit to those Scourge. And he's left now with 2 Guardians out of the 6. So that's a big deal. Cytospawn did a good job of taking those out. So there's only 2 left. And if we just get some Scourge, which he has 2 Scourge right here. 3 drones not doing anything, but 2 Scourge. And he's building more mutas, which is good. Staying on top of his production. If he takes out these Guardians, I only see 1 here now. I don't know where the other one went. Maybe it got killed. So 3 queens, a Guardian, 2 Guardians. There's the other Guardian. It's sitting right below those Mutalisks, and about 8 Mutalisks. So these Guardians are going to try and come in here and do something with Mutalisk cover, but the truth is, there's not a whole lot that I think these Guardians can do right now, because there's just too many Hydralisks and Mutas, and these Guardians are coming too far. But as you can see, this mixture of Hydralisks and Mutalisks and Spore Colonies is too much for Kyle's Mutalisks. Cytospawn's going to try and move out here, but suddenly sees an expansion and goes, oh, that's cool. I'm just going to let my Mutalisks get hacked to pieces, and as they regroup, are going to try and take out. So you see, Cytospawn here actually produced more Mutalisks than Kyle did, which is really sad because Kyle has these 3 hatcheries, has far more minerals, far more resources than Cytospawn does at this moment. But Cytospawn is doing a good job of keeping up on production. So this is the third hatchery finally coming down, and an expo as well. So, but this Overlord is here and may not scout this until it starts mining. But as soon as it starts mining, he will see this, which is very important, and that's why Cytospawn has sent these Zerglings out here to scout, and also this Overlord here to know if Kyle expanded again. He did not predict that he'd be here, but the truth is Cytospawn didn't even know there was an expansion there, so I have to give him that. A fourth hatchery in the base for Cytospawn. He really wants to get his production up. Probably, if he goes that way, probably going to go for a lot of Zerglings because he has a lot of minerals, but not the gas to really use all those hatcheries. He has to be careful though. He doesn't want to throw Mutalisk away, as he did in that first assault, because his are not as powerful as Kyle's. So if he loses one, it's a big deal. More Guardians on the way. How many more? Where are these? Only about 3 more. Kyle now has 2 attack, 1 armor, whereas Cytospawn only has 1 attack. So he really needs to stay away right now. As soon as this drone goes to mine, it will become obvious to Kyle. So small engagement, not doing much. About 4 Scourge just sitting here, just hanging out, being buddies. About 5 Mutalisks spawning over here. Kyle is suffering from a gas shortage right now. He needs gas. It still has not gotten his gas here, and I think that is really important in Brood War. Even more than StarCraft 2 is that you stay on top of your gas, because in StarCraft 2 you have to get your gas early and often, and so you're thinking about it. In Brood War you don't have to rely on gas as much, but if you do start going this gas heavy build, you're gonna have this huge storage of minerals, which you can see 7,500 minerals and only 162 gas. He really needs to get that gas production, and he does have an extractor on the way here now. But that's what Cytospawn right now. He wants this mostly for gas. He does need minerals though. He doesn't have that huge surplus that Kyle has had. So Guardians and Mutalisks are gonna try and move out here, not fully taking advantage of that range that he should be for the Guardians. Though sometimes it can be difficult because you have to get vision first, and sometimes the Guardians just float forward. So the Mutas are gonna move up here. There's not a whole lot of Hydras left. There's about 3 right there, but mostly relying on Mutalisks now for a good reason. They're much more mobile. However, that is sad because he was wasting his upgrades. However, you see he is getting ground weapons upgrade level 1, which is very important. So this engagement, Cytospawn is coming out the victor here, with more Mutalisks taking out these Guardians. So it looks like he definitely will be going Zerglings. Yes, he is building some Zerglings right now, even more Zerglings. And I think his thought is, well, we have this air battle going on, so why not try and bust in here with a bunch of Zerglings. I think Cytospawn earlier did scout these 4 Sunkens, so knows that that's probably not a good idea. But over here, there's only these 2 Sunkens. If he came in here with a large number of Zerglings, he could easily take this out, even with Mutas and Guardians protecting it. Cytospawn has gone for a Queen, but does not go for any upgrades. Instead is going for Parasite, but chose to back out there. It's coming up here, probably going to Parasite a valuable unit. So yes, he parasited the Guardian, so now he's going to have vision of this base and the army surrounding that Guardian until it dies, which is a really cool thing. I missed. Oh, sorry about that. That was my bad. One thing I really miss in StarCraft 2 about Queen's Parasite is really cool to be able to see what's going on in the other army. So here are the Zerglings moving out for Cytospawn.